Hey everybody, today is Tuesday and we continue our daily Psalms for Hope, and we're still in our Songs of Ascent, and we'll be in those the rest of this week and a couple next week to close out. I think it's 134, Psalm 134. But anyway, the backdrop is our pipe organ, and man, it was really good to hear that this past Sunday, to just listen to it, to meditate on the music that was played. It was just great. And so I hope that whoever is watching this, or whenever you're watching it, that you get to a service this Sunday and just take in what it is, because God loves it when we worship Him, because we're kind of getting outside ourselves and making Him the centerpiece, the center focal piece of our lives. And certainly these Psalms that we're looking at, Songs of Ascent, certainly do that as well. And so let's get into this one. This is Psalm 129. It says, "Greatly they have afflicted me from my youth. Let Israel now say, greatly have they afflicted me from my youth, yet they have not prevailed against me. The plowers plowed upon my back, they made long furloughs. The Lord is righteous, He has cut the cords of the wicked. May all who hate Zion be put to shame and turned backward. Let them be like the grass on the housetops, which withers before it grows up, with which the reaper does not fill his hand, nor the binder of sheaves his arms. Nor do those who pass by say, the blessing of the Lord is upon you. We bless you in the name of the Lord." I think the thing that struck me is a lot of times I like to look at these Psalms as a spiritual, in a spiritual way. I like to look at them in terms of the Spirit being a part of them, and that when it talks about the adversary, it's sometimes good for me to think of that not as in terms of people, but sometimes that's what is referring to, but in terms of the spiritual warfare that goes on in one's heart, the negativity, all the things that happen in our lives that we just kind of fall into those traps, and that's sometimes kind of how I like to look at these Psalms. And this is one case where I think it applies. It says, "Greatly have they afflicted me from my youth. Let Israel now say, greatly have they afflicted me from my youth, yet they have not prevailed against me." Yet they have not prevailed against me. You know, a lot of the spiritual warfare is getting us to draw ourselves away from God. And certainly this psalm is saying, you know, they have afflicted me. Those spiritual forces have afflicted me. They've come upon me. They've caused me depression. They've caused me anxiety. They've caused me hopelessness. But then it says, yet they have not prevailed against me. And that is certainly true when we are focused and have our hearts set on God and making Him a part of our lives. You know, the stuff will come. It is coming. It has come for the last 13 weeks and will continue to come in different forms, in various ways. And it may be extremely personal to us. But to carry ourselves in faith in a God who says to us, yet they have not and will not prevail against me. They will not do that. And those spiritual forces are kind of like grass on a housetop that just withers before it grows up. And in faith, when we set our hearts on Him, this is the promise that He gives to us. Yeah, it might be hard. Yes, it might be difficult. Yes, it might win for a time being. But it will not prevail against me. It will not have its day against me. It will not last forever against me. And so I hope that really helps a little bit today. If you're feeling kind of low, if you're feeling, or you had a bad day, you're watching this later in the day and you've had a bad day at work, or things have been troubling in whatever occupation you have, and you come home and you've popped this on, I hope this helps. Because greatly have they afflicted me, yet they have not prevailed against me.